Cristiano Ronaldo at FIFA World Cup 2026, the final chapter of a legend. For more than 2 decades, one name has defined the modern era of football. A name that became a symbol of ambition, sacrifice, and an impossible hunger for greatness. Cristiano Ronaldo. From a young boy on the island of Madeira, Portugal, dreaming of becoming a footballer, to a global icon who broke records across England, Spain, Italy, Saudi Arabia, and international football. Ronaldo's journey has always been about one thing: the pursuit of perfection. But at the FIFA World Cup 2026, the biggest stage in football presented a different challenge. Not the challenge of becoming famous. Not the challenge of proving he was talented. But the challenge of writing the final chapter of one of the greatest careers football has ever witnessed. At 41 years old, Cristiano Ronaldo arrived at his 6th FIFA World Cup. A tournament that represented not only a chance for Portugal to fight for glory, but also the final opportunity for one of football's greatest competitors to lift the trophy that had escaped him throughout his legendary career. The dream that started in Madeira. Footage: Madeira landscapes, young Ronaldo photos, Sporting CP Academy. Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro was born on February 5, 1985, in Funchal, Madeira. Growing up in a modest family, Ronaldo discovered football at an early age. The ball was not just a toy. It was his escape. It was his dream. As a child, Ronaldo spent countless hours practicing, improving, and imagining himself playing on the biggest stages in the world. His talent was obvious. But talent alone was never enough. What separated Ronaldo from millions of other players was his mentality. The belief that every training session mattered. Every mistake could be corrected. Every limit could be broken. At only 12 years old, Ronaldo left Madeira and moved to Lisbon to join Sporting CP's academy. For a young boy far away from his family, the journey was difficult. There were tears. There was loneliness. There were moments when quitting would have been easier. But Ronaldo stayed. Because inside him was a belief that one day he would become one of the best players in the world. The UEFA Champions League became Ronaldo's kingdom. Under the brightest lights. Against the strongest opponents. Ronaldo delivered some of football's most unforgettable performances. His goals. His comebacks. His ability to perform when pressure was at its highest. The Champions League stage showed the world a simple truth. Cristiano Ronaldo was built for important moments. Portugal's greatest leader. For Portugal, Ronaldo became more than a goal scorer. He became the face of the national team. He carried expectations through difficult years. He experienced heartbreak. He experienced triumph. The European Championship victory in 2016 became one of the defining moments of Portuguese football history. The Nations League victory added another international trophy. But the World Cup remained the one dream that stayed unfinished. And perhaps that unfinished chapter is part of what made his story so human. Even the greatest athletes have challenges they cannot overcome. The numbers behind a legend. Numbers tell an incredible story. Cristiano Ronaldo became one of the most prolific goal scorers in football history. He achieved records across club competitions and international football. He scored in multiple World Cups. He represented Portugal for more than 2 decades. He won major trophies in different countries. But the most impressive statistic may not be a number. It is longevity. Remaining world-class for so many years requires something beyond talent. It requires obsession. It requires sacrifice. It requires a mentality that refuses to become comfortable. The influence beyond football. Cristiano Ronaldo's influence reached far beyond the football field. Millions of young players watched him. Millions of athletes studied his approach. His famous celebration became recognized worldwide. His number 7 shirt became a symbol. But perhaps his biggest impact was showing people the power of self-belief. Ronaldo showed that dreams require action. That success requires patience. That improvement never stops. The final World Cup lesson. The FIFA World Cup 2026 did not end the way Ronaldo dreamed. The final whistle created a moment that football fans around the world will never forget. Cristiano Ronaldo stood on the pitch. A player who had celebrated thousands of goals. A player who had lifted countless trophies. A player who had conquered almost every challenge in football. But on this night, he faced something no athlete can defeat. Time. The World Cup does not wait. Opportunities do not last forever. And even the greatest competitors must eventually say goodbye. More than goals and trophies. To understand Cristiano Ronaldo's legacy, we must look beyond numbers. Yes, the goals were extraordinary. Yes, the records were historic. But Ronaldo represented something bigger. He represented commitment. He represented discipline. He represented the idea that greatness is built every single day. While many players relied only on natural talent, Ronaldo built himself through relentless work. Early morning training. Extra practice. Strict preparation. A constant desire to improve. His career became an example for athletes around the world. The records that define an era. Cristiano Ronaldo leaves behind a collection of achievements that changed football history. He became one of the highest-scoring players ever. He became Portugal's greatest goal scorer. He became one of the most decorated players in the history of the sport. He achieved success in different leagues. He adapted to different football styles. He competed against different generations of players. From young defenders trying to stop him, to experienced champions sharing the field with him, Ronaldo remained one of football's biggest names. The rivalry that defined a generation. No discussion about Cristiano Ronaldo's career is complete without mentioning the rivalry that shaped modern football. For more than a decade, Ronaldo and Lionel Messi pushed each other to unimaginable levels. Their competition created one of the greatest eras football has ever seen. They challenged each other. They inspired each other. They forced the sport to reach new heights. But Ronaldo's story was unique. A player who built his identity through physical excellence, determination, and mental strength. For Portugal, Ronaldo became much more than a player. He became the face of a nation. When he made his international debut in 2003, Portugal had talented players, but they were still searching for a major international trophy. Ronaldo carried the hopes of millions. He experienced heartbreak. The 2004 European Championship final defeat on home soil. The disappointment of World Cups. The pressure of being Portugal's biggest star. But he never abandoned the national team. Finally, in 2016, Ronaldo achieved something historic. Portugal won the UEFA European Championship. A major international trophy that had always been missing. Then in 2019, Portugal won the UEFA Nations League. The trophy cabinet grew. But one trophy remained. The FIFA World Cup. The road to Qatar and beyond. Before arriving at the 2026 World Cup, Ronaldo had already played in 5 World Cups. Each tournament added another chapter to his story. He became one of the few players in history to score in multiple World Cups. He became Portugal's all-time leading scorer. He became the world's leading men's international goal scorer. But the World Cup remained the ultimate challenge. At the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, Portugal suffered a painful elimination against Morocco in the quarterfinal. For Ronaldo, it was one of the most emotional moments of his career. Many wondered. Was that the end? Would he return? Could he still compete at the highest level? But Ronaldo's answer was always the same. He wanted to continue. The final World Cup journey begins. The FIFA World Cup 2026 arrived with history waiting to be written.